I'd like to share with you two messages that resonates with me on Pesach for the Pesach Seder that hopefully will resonate with you. Short messages, and maybe something you can share with your family and friends at your Seder. One of the questions that's asked, there's a blessing for everything. In Fiddler on the Roof, he said that joke. I forgot the line, but there's a blessing for everything, right? We light the Hanukkah candles, we say Baruch Atah Ad Hashem. We light the Shabbos candles, we put on tefillin, we put on mezuzah. There's a blessing for everything. But on Seder night, there is no blessing for the mitzvah of saying the story of the Haggadah. That's one of the biblical obligations, is to retell the story of the exodus of Egypt. There is no blessing, Baruch Atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, for bless you, Lord of God, giving us the mitzvah of reading the story of the Haggadah. So a rabbi said such a beautiful and deep message, and he said like this: what's the Haggadah about? The Haggadah talks about us being slaves. The Haggadah talks about the miracles of us being freed. The Haggadah talks about us going from slavery to freedom. The Haggadah is about saying thanks to God that we went from slavery to freedom. And not only 3,000 years ago, but even today, we're thanking God from the darkness and challenges that we had the past year with COVID. And thank God for there's many, many blessings that happen in our life. To say thanks to God and thanks to somebody else, you don't need commanded to be told to do this. Like lighting Hanukkah candles, the reason we do it is God told us to do it. We want to teach people that the only reason we're saying thank you is not because God said so. That should be naturally in our DNA, that we have to be thankful for what people do for us. Unfortunately, so many times in life, it's what have you done for me lately? How often do we forget to thank our wives for preparing this beautiful Seder, or for thanking our husband for what they provide, to thank our children, or thank our friends, or thank our rabbi, or thank whoever it may be. Usually we take it for granted. So we don't say a blessing. God commanded us to be thankful tonight. That's something that should be part of us. And you know what? When we're thankful to the people around us, when we're thankful to God, not only is it nice because they should know that we're thankful, but it actually helps us in our life because we realize all the blessings we have. A second interesting question is, why in the Haggadah we don't mention Moses' name at all? Moses played a big role, right? Moses was the one who brought who came to Pharaoh to say the 10 plagues. Moses was the one who led the Jewish people out of Egypt. True, God also told him to do it, but why don't we mention his name even once? So someone shared this beautiful thought. He said, one of the things it says about Moses is he was the humblest man in the world. The question you wonder, how can he be humble? Didn't he know that he was the one who took the Jewish people out of Egypt? He was the one who got the Torah. How was he humble? So Moses knew his talent, but Moses knew that the talent didn't come from him. Is that God gave him this talent and this strength and these blessings. And if God gave it to you or to me, we may have done a better job than him. That's why he was humble. So it wasn't about him, Moses. It was all about the people. Moses was a leader. It wasn't about him. It was about the people. When it came to himself, he said, you know what? If someone else had it, they may have done even a better job than me. And this teaches us, that's why maybe Moses' name is not mentioned in Haggadah to remind us that the way Moses lived his life, he didn't want it to be about him. He wanted to accomplish the mission. And this is the same thing in our life. When we raise our children, we'll do things for our children even if they don't know, because it's not about us. It's about making it the best for them. The same thing is everything in our life. We have to remind ourselves it's not about us. The main thing for us is to fulfill our mission and our purpose. It's not all about what are people going to say about me. Those are the people that are the most successful. I remember reading a book, From Good to Great. It's a New York Times bestseller. And they said, what is the common denominator of very successful companies is that the CEOs wasn't all about them. It was about what's the best for the company. And that's what was Moses about. It wasn't about himself. It was what was the best for the Jewish people. So that message for us for Pesach is the same thing. Pesach is about us becoming a Jewish nation. Pesach is about us reminding ourselves why we went from slavery to freedom. Pesach is about us going out of our comfort zone. But we have to remember, it's not all about me, and that's the main thing. What is history going to say about me? Life is about, we have to fulfill our mission. We have to be a light to the nation. And then we know we fulfilled our purpose and our mission. So the two themes that I want to share with you is, number one, there was no blessing of the Haggadah to remind us that you don't have to be told and commanded to be thankful. That's something that we should teach and that should be part of our DNA. And number two, Moses' name is not mentioned in the Haggadah to remind ourselves when we're in a mission in life, it's not about us, it's about the mission to fulfill. I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy Passover. Whoever's around your Seder table, you should enjoy and be meaningful. And like we say at the end of the Seder, L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem, the rebuilt Jerusalem. Happy Passover.